I'm sitting here at the Botanical Gardens. I'm almost better. My voice is mostly back from where it was. This has just been a really hard couple weeks. So, the thing that happened is my own fault. I, for years, have hid things about my life from my parents. And I've lived with them. I still live with them. I'm living with them right now because I feel trapped. Because I am a co-owner of the home that we purchased last November. I feel like I can't move out until I know what's going on with them. And that was, like a bearable sort of situation. Not really, but for the most part, until late this past year, 2018, during the week before Christmas, my mom had found a boarding pass for a trip that I took to New Orleans, which I did not tell them about, and also a receipt from a restaurant that we went to there, and she put two and two together thinking that the bill was relatively high for one person, and confronted me and said that, yeah, you went with Ben, my boyfriend. And all my life I have striven to have a facade up, one that I appear a certain way to most people, and the facade that is pretty limited to my parents is this perfection sort of face. Just to give you a clue into what they thought of me, they still believed that I was a virgin up until that point in my life. And I'm 28. I don't see myself actually getting married. Being committed, yes. Getting married, probably not. That poses a real issue for somebody who is in this generation and doesn't see much problem with having sex. But that point of view would not come across well. I have still not completely vocalized that level of casual about sex, the casual perspective that I have on sex to them. Nevertheless, it has become a very difficult situation living there because I will spend the weekend. I've made my choice. I'm not going to change my actions. The facade came down, and I thought, well, this is an opportunity to try to continue this and keep lying like I have for so many years, or I can just accept who I am and speak my truth, and they have to deal with it. It was getting better. They were sort of like not accepting it, but like not hounding me about it so much. And then the week of New Year's, that New Year's Day, I got sick, and I've pretty much been home. I haven't seen my boyfriend because I didn't want to get him sick. I haven't seen him since New Year's, and got over the weekend. So I think they sort of thought that maybe for some reason, had changed my mind and I wasn't going back over there, but that was not the case. It was just because I was sick. So last night was the first night that I stayed over there again, and I woke up to lovely text messages about how I God won't bear with me forever, like that there's there's such a thing as hell and all that, which is not the most pleasant thing to hear from anyone, let alone your parents. This is just a new beginning for me, and I can't look back. I can't decide to just keep on the status quo for them anymore. And yes, I haven't completely spoken my truth about how I feel about everything, but to an extent, my actions are speaking for my opinions and for my beliefs. And on top of it, there's the issue of this illness that I've had. I have not gotten sick for quite a long time. Probably, it's been over 5 years that I've gotten majorly sick like this, which is just a foothold yet again for her to attack what I'm doing as wrong and a sin, and that if I continue doing this, that I'm going to get even sicker on another occasion. So, people who are sick are sinning. Just keep that in mind, everybody. So, where I'm at now is a big realization stage. There's these epiphanies going on in my head and in my energies that I've never experienced before. I'm having to grow up in a way that I haven't grown up before. I was speaking with one of my coworkers who is, she's gay, and I was explaining the situation that I was in at the time, which was I kept my previous relationship of 1.5 years completely secret from my parents. They had literally no idea that this person existed and that I was spending time with them. It ended last year. However, at the time that was the situation, and I was explaining this to my coworker, and she said, "It's like you're gay. You are hiding yourself completely from your parents and what you're doing, and you can't voice how you feel at all." And at the time, I was very quick to say, "Oh, no," because I consider any issues of people coming out as gay to their parents, especially when it's a hostile situation, I feel as though I cannot even compare myself to that level of difficulty, and being torn apart by a secret inside of you that dictates a large part of your identity. But as time goes on, it's sort of funny. I've really related to and gone and sought out materials, whether it's on YouTube or through music, pieces of work that have highlighted a gay or trans experience where they're coming out to somebody they care about. In particular, one of the most recent ones from last year was a music video by Rainbow Kittens Surprise called Hide. And the song is beautiful, it's brilliant, the band is brilliant, the lead singer is himself gay. But the video, go out and watch it, highlighted different queens. And one in particular was coming out, well, a few of them were coming out to people or trying to get themselves accepted by their families or family members. And I just played that song over and over and over again. I watched the video so many times, and it's really starting to click the reason for that. And I was saying this morning to my boyfriend that in the past, thinking about other people having gone through similar experiences didn't really feel like it helped. You know, sometimes you think, well, 1 million people have gone through this before and I'm just one of them, but that really doesn't help you. You know, like there's no community in that. You just feel depressed. You feel like a special case. But as time goes on and I open up this thing that I call myself, and I look at the ego that's inside, and I realize how little myself has to do with this body and how limited it is, that the more I realize that it's such, what I'm going through is community. And seeing other people going through this, seeing the pain that somebody else is going through, that matches mine, that mirrors mine in some way, I can see myself in somebody else, is such a comfort now, because I feel like I've become more of a global community of just little spirits that are eternal inside of these, like, bodies that just exist until they don't. And I wanted to make this video this morning. And I needed to come to the botanical gardens because I need like a grounding connection. There's peace and there's life that we all ignore so often as we sit inside of a cubicle every day or look at our phones all day and things that aren't really real. And I wanted everybody to know that even though you are doing this right now, you're watching this on something that's just a phone or a computer or whatever, that what I'm trying to convey is real, and you're not alone, just like I'm not alone. And there are people who care about you, even if you don't know them yet. You do know them. I feel like I know you. That we're connected through this vibration of sorrow and cleansing, but it won't be forever. We're also connected through our joys and our humanity and our feelings and our hopes and our dreams, which are real. They're real. I love you. You're not alone. I hope this new year is like a rain that washes away all the things that you don't need, that don't make you happy anymore. Because it is for me.